single mothers date for help. Boy, y'all can't even correct me if I'm wrong. Boy, if she got 2 or more kids, she date for help. She don't like you, bro. Then, boy, don't let her have 3 or 4. She a couple bills behind, bro. Boy, y'all can't even correct me if I'm wrong, man. Man, bro, when I tell you, I can't make this shit up, bro. If a woman got 3 or 4 kids, bro, I promise you the light bill is overdue. She only paid half of that bitch a month because she trying to be able to keep up with the Jones. Correct me if I'm wrong, man.
I just need someone to lighten the load is the modern remix of I made every decision solo until the bill came due. After years of I don't need no man, suddenly gravity exists, groceries aren't free, kids don't raise themselves, and shockingly, life requires effort. Now the same men who were told they were useless, optional, or oppressive are being summoned like emergency labor units. Not for love, not for partnership, but for resources, time, and emotional heavy lifting.
Now you're a divorced mom. You've stayed at home all these years taking care of your kids. A 24/7 hour job. That is thankless. This also enabled your ex to go to work every day, climb the corporate ladder, and make decent money, which you relied on. Now you're in need of income to make sure you can continue to take care of your kids, put a roof over their head, and also food on the table. But you don't know how to do all of that. Well, I have the answer. Affiliate marketing offers you the flexibility to continue to stay at home with your kids as well as make income. You can do it with just your phone, a Wi-Fi connection, and $7. I'm going to share with you a quick little video of my friend Kelly, who's been very successful at this. And yes, I have her permission to share this. I want you to see that it, in fact, is not a scam, and it is truly a way for people who are needing to find another source of income and be able to stay at home to do so.
Hold up. Hey.
Now, Kelly's been doing this for several months, I think a little bit over a year, and she's been really successful. So whether you need just an extra $500 a month or you need $500 a week, it's really up to you and how much work you want to put in. Side note, I'm sitting outside my house in Kansas where it's 98 degrees and I'm sweating my balls off. If this message is resonating with you, go ahead and give me a follow, watch my journey, go ahead and comment or DM. I can answer any questions for you. Let's get started and do this together.
This isn't romance, it's a job application with no salary and all liability. The pitch is always vague, just help out, just be there, just step up. Translation, provide stability, money, protection, patience, and silence, while being reminded you're not the father, not the priority, and definitely replaceable.
Go for the boring guy? Let me explain. Hey, I'm Amanda. I'm your cautionary tale. Follow me for more single mom advice. I've been through it all and try and help you avoid the same mistakes that I made. So at a therapy session, my therapist said, you need to go for the boring guy. Like, what do you mean? Like, I want adventure. I want excitement. I just got out of this terrible toxic relationship. She's like, no. She goes, you're used to toxic relationships. That's what you know. You have to retrain your brain. That's actually not the kind of guy you want. You're going to think this guy is boring, but he's not really. You think you want the guy that whisks you off to Hawaii or Vegas. It's helicopter rides, like on The Bachelor. No. You want the guy that sets up your bleacher seat before you arrive at your son's baseball game. You want the guy that when you sit down after dinner to watch a show says, whatever you want, babe. You want the guy that when you call him in the middle of the day and he's busy, he still picks up the phone and says, you okay? Everything okay?
And the funniest part? It's framed as men being selfish for declining. Apparently, opting out of a bad deal is toxic, but opting into one is real man energy. Nah, men didn't disappear, they just learned math.
But Libra, I'm gonna just say this. I know he has a son, I have a son. I'm not telling my son to raise him to go be a stepfather. That's what basically he's getting at.
It's a losing investment.
I'm
You'll
not,
be a damn
I'm not
fool.
teaching my son to go be a step. Now he's so happen to be if he falls in love, I will advise him the pros and cons of him.
But he's gonna do what he wants to do.
What's
easier?
Let me answer this. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You got this guy over here, he can pay all your bills. You got this guy over here, he lives with his mom on the couch. Which one you picking? If you got the choice.
I'm definitely gonna choose an independent one. I'm not gonna choose a guy that's still staying with his mom.
Right. A woman with a kid is the equivalent of the guy that stays with his mom.
How
Yes, it is.
How?
That's because we have to take care of your kid.
Okay, that's
the guy
okay.
has to take care of your kid. Yeah, it's a package
How?
deal. The kid
It's
that's
a
not.
package.
Hold on, look.
Thank
It's a
you.
package.
Hold on,
I'm
look.
glad you said
You
that.
ain't getting me without my kid.
You're not gonna tell me
That was the
if
whole
you don't
reason why
accept, you ain't
I
gonna
didn't
accept you
have
without your
kids, because
kid.
I always felt that like men, I'm like, here I come with baggage. Like if and granted, I know that if I were to leave my husband, there are men lined up who were more than willing to take care of me and my daughter. But
Are they the men that you want?
Yes. Oh,
Time out,
for me.
because listen, this is what women
bum
get
head.
confused.
Let her answer.
There's a lot of fucking simps who will do it
Why they gotta be
fucking up the
simps?
game.
because they
Fucking up
don't
the
have
game.
many options. That's the problem with the game is women feel like because there's always men lined up, they get the fucking delusion that they can have any guy. No, these are the guys that don't have an option, because when given the option, you're gonna pick the better option. A woman with a kid is never the better option between a woman without one.
So can I ask you?
I agree with
Right.
you.
So let me
It's
ask
not
you-
happening.
Let me ask
agree.
you-
I
Keep it
agree.
100.
It's not happening.
In reality,
Point blank period.
nowadays is yeah.
So let me ask you this then, because my ex boyfriend makes over 100 a year when I dated him, so he makes a lot more now.
Then why you let him go?
It don't be about the money.
It wasn't
sometimes.
about the money.
Yeah.
It was a
For
lot.
me, it's not either.
I'm gonna keep 1,000 with you because he kept 1,000 with me. I give you whatever you want. You don't want for nothing. When I
Right.
found out he was cheating, he said, "Well, I give you everything you want."
That's out.
So I thought it was cool to blah blah blah, and that
Cheating ain't
is a
always
whole-
a deal breaker.
That's out.
It's
No,
never
that's
a deal
whole-
breaker.
Never a deal
It's
breaker.
never, it should never be a deal breaker
how
for a
you
woman.
come back.
It
For
was
me.
a deal breaker because it was messy. It was toxic.
It should
was
never be a
crazy.
deal breaker for
I'm
a
not
woman,
about
sorry.
to. No, and now you're talking about insanity. I'm not going to be insane over a nigga.
That's out.
That I'm not doing that. But
You want me
anyway,
to tell you what's
that wasn't the
insanity?
point.
But
That
he was
wasn't the
paying
point.
your rent and
That wasn't
everything.
the
I don't
point.
give a
Wasn't a good
damn. She can
investment.
pay her
Listen,
own.
How
that
did you
wasn't
find
the
out?
point. The point is that
You could feel it.
at the time my daughter was only 3 years old, and he took care of me and my daughter for the next 7 or 8 years. And the reason why it didn't last is because I chose not to be in a toxic situation where he had me, her, and her, because he had the money to be able to do all this and that. And I didn't want my daughter thinking that that's cool to just be with a nigga that's gonna cheat on me
Look,
because he has money.
Look, let me simplify this.
And now his next girlfriend has a kid.
Cool.
He always gets women that have kids. It's okay with him.
Look, hold on. Let
It's
me.
not easy.
I'm gonna
Because
simplify
they
this.
occupied.
I'm gonna simplify this for everybody. I don't care what a man told you. It's about what he showed you. You can sit here and say, he told me this. This guy told me he want to pay my bills. He told me he want me to have his kid. We're gonna tell you anything to get what we want.
Right.
So stop believing what he told you and start believing what he showed you. If he did not move you in and he's not paying your bills, who you dated doesn't matter. We will date you. Yes. We will fuck around like you just said.
But that just
we
this
can
don't
fuck
apply to me.
around.
What you're saying does not apply
It
to
applies
me.
to you because it's your reality right
It's
now.
not my reality right now.
There-
How?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the next
it makes
question.
sense. That's not my reality. I promise you it's not.
disagree.
You said this was your word. Hold on.
No.
This was your words. You said, I'm a fuck around right now. That's your reality.
It's her choice.
It's my
not
choice.
for
See,
reality.
I
still
stop
a reality.
it.
Yeah, you know what?
It
That
is.
the
I'ma
reality
tell you
right
why.
now.
It is the reality.
Yeah,
But
right
I
now for
choose.
you.
It's my
I'm gonna
reality.
tell you
That
why
is
it's not
true.
her choice. Right?
Oh,
That's
Lord.
cap and that's
Now
the
it's
defense.
not
It's
her
my
choice.
choice.
I'm gonna tell her why it's not.
It's my choice,
because
baby,
right
I'm
now,
telling you.
in her brain, there's a prototype of a man that she would give everything, all this, oh, I'm working on me and all that. No, if he came through this door right now and was like, hey, take my hand in marriage, she would do it.
No,
if he
I
could give her
would
the
not,
lifestyle that she
CG.
wanted.
But how do you know? Because
No, I
you just said
She'd be a
women-
damn fool if she
you
didn't
said-
do that,
no,
though.
listen,
No, I
but
would not
listen,
be a fool,
you
actually,
just-
sir.
Hold on,
I would not.
hold on,
I'm
y'all.
no fool. I know what I'm
CJ,
doing.
You just,
That's
Steve,
cap.
excuse me.
If she
You just
said-
said that you men tell us what we want, right? And this woman be like, no, you want this. So how can you tell her what she wants?
Because she just
She
said,
easy.
she just sat here and said that eventually she wants a man that she can invest and do everything
Eventually,
into.
Eventually, but she's not ready
Only
for that.
eventually
Not
because he's not here yet.
now.
No,
So eventually
how do
when he
you know
gets
that?
here, you're going to do
How
that.
do you
How do you know
he's not
that?
here?
If the man
Because if he was here, you would do it.
would do it.
Why would you do that?
She don't want it. She not ready for
Hold on,
it.
listen. Don't listen like
You
you're
can't.
clicking.
You can't.
What did
get
you
in her head
okay,
and
when you
tell
said
her.
eventually, what do that mean? The day I wake up and I want it?
No, the eventually means when.
When
Let's
she
Google the word
has
eventually.
ready.
No,
Eventually
no,
means. Let me. You want me to answer?
Yeah, now,
So
let her
let me
answer,
answer.
let her answer.
Eventually means when I'm ready, when I have the time. I just told y'all y'all are listening, I'm giving my all to my
baby.
daughter who's getting ready to go to college. And she is a track star. I don't have time to give to a man right in this moment. But when she goes to college and she's in her dorms and she's doing her thing, and now it's just me.
next year.
It's not next year. She's in college this summer. So then I have time to continue to see what is it that Ricky really wants.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and then
Ricky,
I can work on those things for myself.
Ricky, let me ask you this.
Yes.
What do the men that you want? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the man that's providing the lifestyle that you're talking about, he has options. Why are you guys so delusional to think that
No, you're right.
you're always the best option?
No, I don't think that.
You're 40 with a kid.
I don't. Where is he getting this from? I never said that I thought I was the best option, sir.
Because I'm telling you, you're saying it without saying.
The modern single mom plea always comes wrapped in soft language so it doesn't sound like what it is, a bailout request. I don't want much, she says right before listing a man's entire life: time, money, emotional labor, consistency, masculine presence, and a willingness to accept blame for problems he didn't create. But don't worry, you'll be rewarded with vibes and occasional affection when she's not overwhelmed.
Y'all better listen up, because if you're a stay-at-home mom, this can happen to you. Yesterday, I learned something quite disturbing. So we all know I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 7 years. I haven't made income, and get this. So my ex has asked the judge to impute my income, meaning let's pretend that for the past 7 years I've been working and making income because I am physically able because I'm physically able to work and chose to be a stay-at-home mom and chose to be unemployed. He now wants my income imputed, meaning we're just gonna pretend like I've been bringing home a paycheck for the past 7 years. How is that even fair? First of all, I stayed home to raise our kids, and now you want the judge to pretend that I've been bringing home income this whole time so that your child support can be lower. Y'all, it is absolutely insane that this can happen as a stay-at-home mom because you are physically able to go out and work. You just chose not to. If you go through a divorce, they can impute your income, meaning they can just pretend like you've been working and making income this whole time. I mean, what? Let's chat about invisible labor. I should have been being paid this whole time as a stay-at-home mom, and now, since I wasn't, now we have to pretend like I was. It's wild to me. I'm just shocked.
Notice how accountability never makes an appearance. There's endless talk about how hard it is, how tired she is, how she deserves help, but zero reflection on choices, patterns, or red flags she proudly ignored because he was exciting, or I wanted to live my truth. The same instincts that picked chaos are now demanding stability from a man who was never good enough back when things were fun.
So it happened again. I had a date cancel on me and we were supposed to go out for dinner tonight as a single mom. So it's a few hours before the dinner. I get a Instagram message that he's not gonna be able to make it. He has to bail. This was a guy from my DMs and he's out of town. He said he was coming into town, wanted to take me out for dinner. I said sure, cleared my schedule, made sure that I used one of my 4 free nights a month to meet this guy. And the funny thing is that I knew this was gonna happen. I had a feeling a few days ago and told a few friends that this guy was gonna stand me up. So I guess at least he had the decency to send me a message and let me know that he wasn't gonna make it. I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't think this guy had actually any intentions of coming to my city. I think it was all bullshit and I was just picking up on this really hardcore, but I can't even get a date. I literally cannot even get one date, get people to meet me. I don't understand what it is. I'm not on the dating apps, trying to meet people in real life. Thought maybe I would try my DMs to see if that was an option, like my own personal dating app for all my social media. That's not working. What is it? Like, what am I not getting? What am I doing wrong? What am I not seeing?
And let's talk about the audacity of the framing. Men are told they must step up, even though they didn't step in when the decision was made, didn't pick the father, didn't co-sign the situation, didn't get a vote. But somehow they're morally obligated to clean it up, or else they're labeled insecure, immature, or afraid of real responsibility. Funny how responsibility only becomes attractive when it's someone else's.
So I came across this video yesterday, and it was basically her ranting on how absolute garbage the dating scene is. And I don't know what that's like, but I see the videos. She unfortunately had to turn off her comments, and she had to turn off her comments because people felt the need, primarily men, felt the need to go after her because she was a single mom. But none of you knew any context behind that. You just started going after her. She was saying basically how bad the dating market is, how she had to delete Tinder, she doesn't want to make a profile, she doesn't want to make a roster, she doesn't want to go through this crazy dating scene where basically every single dude on there just wants to get his rocks off. That's exactly what she was saying. But dudes went at her for no reason, to where she had to actually turn off her comments. She goes off and explains the reason she's a single mom is because she adopted her niece with her ex-husband. Her ex-husband ended up cheating on her since the very beginning of their relationship. And here she is at 25 saying, I want to get married. I want to have children. I want to have a lot of children. I want a man that loves me. I want a man that takes care of everything. I want to be there for him. She basically is essentially trying to be a trad wife. And you knuckleheads went at her for saying she wanted to be a trad wife, which makes no sense because so many of you are constantly saying you want a trad wife. And kudos to her, she even made a follow-up video kind of explaining everything for people as well. And in that video, she even talks about her reasoning behind why she is so upset right now. She wasted the first 5 years of her life with someone that didn't love her. And now, if she plans it out properly, you have to wait 2 years. She basically breaks it down completely, which I thought was fascinating. You wait 2 years between children. She wants to have 4, 5 kids. So that's 10 years right there, even if you're waiting 2 years between kids. And then on top of that, you have to court. So it's gonna take some time to find the right person, even if you start that process right now. She doesn't wanna be into her 40s having kids. She's literally telling you, I want to find a man that wants me and be married. And you guys still went at her. I know some of you guys are gonna say, oh, I bet you she has a lot of bodies. That's why she's like that. She's 25, she's been ran through. She hasn't. 3. One of them being her ex-husband that was cheating on her with multiple women. So, to that creator, here's my advice. Stop going onto the dating apps. Start going to church. There are now, for the first time in a very long time, men that are looking to get married in church. Seek God. Jesus will do the rest. To the dudes, start going to church and meeting women at church. So that way you can be fulfilled and not angrily type things out online to the ether, because your opinion means nothing if all you're doing is spewing hate. Best of luck. Have a blessed day.
What's really happening is a market correction. The attention economy lied. Social media gassed people up into thinking consequences were optional and men were interchangeable. Now reality sends the invoice, and suddenly the bare minimum is a man who works, leads, commits, provides, and asks for nothing in return except understanding.
There's been a lot of men on my page saying that women leave marriages for money. They just want to take all my money. But my question is they already had the money, so why isn't it that they don't want the money and you? Yeah, I think we might need to unpack that one a little bit.
Men aren't heartless for opting out. They're rational. They watch the pattern. They listen to the insults. They saw how stepfathers get all the burden and none of the authority. So when they hear lighten the load, what they actually hear is, carry what I couldn't, quietly.
Hey, if you're not ready for the responsibilities to be a stepdaddy when you dating a single mom, please avoid them at all costs. I'm so sick and tired of dudes trying to date single mamas and then get mad when they tell you you gotta step up and you gotta help around the house or you gotta play daddy. Why would you even want to be involved with a woman that got a bunch of kids or they got kids and not want to help? I just feel like if you don't see yourself being a family man, then what are you here for? And then my thing is this, y'all be sitting over there needing help. Y'all niggas come into these relationships with single mamas because y'all already know they got their shit together. Y'all already know she got food in the refrigerator for the kids. Y'all already know her bills is paid. And y'all just looking for somewhere to stay. And then what be crazy is y'all be thinking y'all can lay on y'all ass and not do nothing. And then some of y'all be coming into this thinking that somebody finna treat y'all like they child too. Baby, we already got a kids. We ain't got space and time to be taking care of another child. I just feel like if y'all feel like this is too much responsibility, then go find a woman out there that don't got no kids. Because I'm tired of y'all talking about single mamas like we out here just looking for help and y'all the ones that come to...
And the silence you're hearing from men? That's not abandonment. That's men finally choosing peace over punishment.
So my husband cheated on me and decided he wanted to leave me for the woman he was cheating on me with. I don't have any control over that. So I'm reaching out to her to try and see if there's an opportunity for her and I to get to know each other. I don't want to make her feel bad about the affair. It's not her responsibility to maintain or stay out of my marriage. That was his responsibility and obligation. And as a mother, it's my responsibility and obligation to make sure that there's not this ongoing tension, drama, and chaos lingering in my children's lives. And my soon-to-be ex-husband and I will be having a shared parenting plan because he is an excellent father to all of our children. And that means that this woman is going to be in my children's life. So I'd like to set all my pain, my disheartedness, my confusion, and my starting over to the side and include this woman in what we have going on now, because whether I like it or not, he included her, and that's where we're at.
Lighten the load? Sure. But only after we talk about who packed it, ignored the warning signs, and mocked the people who tried to help before it got this heavy.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.